with that spirit, with that respect, with that sense of we're in this thing together. I couldn't emphasize enough the importance of that. And the other thing, the other ambition I had, kind of, it's not really an ambition, I suppose. The other thing was very much in my head was, I was going to go in and do the job. And just bring myself to the job. Just bring myself, not try to be somebody else. In other words, have a confidence in my own ability to do the job. And every person here should be the same thing for the club. Put yourself forward to work for the club. Have no fears. Have confidence in yourself. As players, have confidence in yourselves as well. So, I'll be as good as the next fellow. I can be as good as anyone. Have that kind of belief in yourself and bring yourself and not be afraid of it. Bring your strengths, your talents, your expertise. Also, don't be afraid of the things you're not too good at. I don't know it all as manager in the slightest at all. The big thing I always thought to myself was, I'm not going to be afraid. I don't know it all. I never know it all. Have the humility and the realization that I don't know it all, I haven't all the answers. By God, I'm going to give it 100%. And if you do those things, you'll be amazed you'll be amazed where you can go. And the importance then of the people bringing your talents, and using them, and offering your talents to the club. That's so important. Other thing then is, and I'm kind of talking because of my experiences, I suppose, with Kenny for the last number of good few years now at this stage. And you just learn things as you go along. And setting standards. Because talking about setting goals, setting targets. But setting standards is massively important. I know about standards of, regardless of standards of, if you're raising funds, set high standards for yourself. If you're doing something with your pitch, set high standards. Don't settle for mediocrity. Don't settle for just doing it ordinary. Do it the very, very best possible way you can do it. Standards of training, standards of coaching, standards of whatever it is. And I mean, if you're a coach in the club or whatever, and you're training at 7 o'clock, don't stroll in the gate 3 minutes to 7 or 5 to 7, or God knows 5 past 7. One thing we always try to do as the management team, with the Canadian team, is we're training at 7 o'clock, we're on the field at 6 o'clock. And that's about 17 or 18 years ago, trying to make an impression. We're still there at 6 o'clock. Not just me, but the management team. You're setting the standard. And fellas buy into that. And they buy into it very, very quickly. Because everybody, and the primary school kids, I spend my life in primary school, I see them. Everybody wants to be part of a setup that's going to be the best you can be. That's going to help you. And that's an enjoyable place to be. It becomes very, very enjoyable. Some of these standards are high. We're training tonight at 7 o'clock. Okay, it's not sloppy. If you're sloppy, you'll get stopped at his back. If you set mediocre standards, you'll be mediocre. If you set standards of, we'll nearly get there, but you'll always nearly get there, but you'll never get there. But if you set standards of excellence, they're the standards to set. And that's the only thing we've done in Kilkenny. Training. I suppose in my own head I would refer to our training pitch has to be a centre of excellence. But you don't just pick and choose when you give your best. You give your best from the very, very start to the very, very finish. And nothing else. You can't compromise on that. If you do compromise on it, you'll never, ever realise your potential. But if there's no compromise, it's standards of excellence, it's non-stop, it's consistent, it's there the whole time. And the players then just buy into that and they'll drive it forward. They'll push it on. You're the lads. That kind of setup, drive it forward, everyone making demands of each other. And it's a brilliant place, it's a brilliant thing to be part of then. There's no greater feeling. Even the minor championship last year, hurling and camogie. You know yourself the feeling at the end of the final whistle. Game over. Great spirit in the team. You can't get enough of that, lads. You can't get enough of that. You should be looking for more of that the whole time. And the whole club needs to realise that. I'm not saying you don't, I'm just talking in general. The whole club needs to realise that and buy into it. And raise the standards of every aspect of the club. Everything. Because they all bounce off each other and they all feed off each other. If it's finance, if whatever it is, like just all the various things that happen. If it's even just a meeting, a cup of tea, whatever it is, do it well. Do it well all the time. Don't do it well. Do it excellently. And that leads on to just the whole area, the whole thing just developing in a terrific way. I couldn't emphasise that enough because, well, why am I emphasising it enough? Because that's what we do with the Kilkenny team. And fellas wonder about it. And fellas kind of say, sure, how can you do this? How can you do that? It's basic. And there's no gimmicks involved. You can't just come up with this fantastic theoretical idea and pluck it out of the sky and say, geez, I have a great idea. It has to be based on reality. It has to be down to earth. And humility, and everyone realizing, none of us know it all. What do we know? We're overseas and we work hard. And then, God knows where you can go. The other thing I would say, and again, I'm basing this on my own experiences. I'll give you the reason why. When I came in as manager first in 1999, that year, we sat and trained all those things. We built the spirit, respect. We got to know all the lads, and it became a good place. And we great support and everything else. The spectators could see that there was something decent going on, and we great support, everything, county board, great relationship between everybody and all the rest of it. And we got to the final, as you all remember, in '99 against Cork, and we got beaten. And we're in a good position. We led by 4 points with about 15 or 16 minutes to go. And they didn't even get a goal to beat us. They got back, they got playing. And suddenly, like as if we stopped playing. And we had to kind of do something about that. But I remember after that game, because it was a nice place to be, and because there was good support there, it was kind of as people were kind of saying we were in hard luck. And we look, geez, we can get a rub of the green, and if we play the next week, we'd beat them. And we were all making excuses for each other. And I didn't relate, that was, to me, kind of sounded dangerous. And I decided, in my own head, spoke to the lads with me and said, we're going to do away with these excuses forever. There'll be no more excuses. The reason we had to buy into we had to realise very, very quickly that the reason we lost the game, only one reason we lost the game, the only reason was we weren't good enough to win. And that's always the reason why you lose. That can be tough, and that can be hard, and it might sound hard, and maybe it is hard, I don't know. But it's the truth. You can make up excuses all the time, and we can all make excuses. And in my own club, the same thing, we all make excuses. Why are we not doing better? And say, Asher, there's this going on, there's that going on. There are excuses. I would suggest to any group, if you want to get from here to there, banish excuses. Do away with them. Because if you don't, you'll become very good at making excuses, because you'll always be making excuses. Because you won't ever be doing what you want to be doing, you won't ever be successful. And I'm not trying to sound hard by saying that. That's the kind of mentality you have to have. You have to have kind of that edge about you, saying, I don't care what goes wrong. And over the years we've lost matches, and we could have allowed it with the thing that actually we had injuries, and we have had injuries, or we had retirements. Forget them, they're gone. There are no excuses. And I would advise any club, or any group, or any business, or any whatever it is, there's a crowd of people there. There will always be reasons, there'll always be things you can buy into and kind of use, and actually look, if this hadn't happened, we'd have been grand. Whatever happens, happens. Things you can't control, forget about it. Control what you can control. Do away with excuses, and drive the thing forward. And there's probably things that you'd like to see happening better. I know maybe there's not primary school, maybe there's not too much hurling going on there. Then lads, do something about it. And I know you are. And if there's something else, do something about it as well. Whatever it is, take it on yourself, because there's nobody else going to come in and do it for you. And I would say, look at even you've had it last year with minor team. I know you did well in get the village of Savage again in the minor this year in there. There's a basis there of a team there for next year. It has to be the ambition of ye and the club and every single person in the club that after next year you're playing intermediate. And that's a massive, massive jump. That would be terrific. That would be a massive breakthrough for the club. For certain, it would be a huge one. And it's in your hands. And you should just don't wait. You can say, after we get down to it maybe in February. Don't wait till whenever it is. Among yourselves, with everybody working together, have that buried in your heads that we are going to win during next year. That's the first thing. Make your minds up. Either are you or not, And it's not a question of going to win it, or we're going to do everything, absolutely everything that has to be done to make sure we win. We'll have a spirit that nobody can touch. We'll have a drive about it that nobody can touch. And I always thought about ourselves as the key to winning is this, that no matter what the opposition throws at us, we'll handle it. But we will throw something at them that they won't be able to handle. And that's the kind of mentality you'll have to have next year. Same with the girls in the buggy, same with the whole club, same with everybody around the place. Just create something real first of all, not imaginary, not theoretical, not something that you can sounds good, something real and genuine and honest, that demands honesty and genuineness and determination and guts and will to win and the killer instinct, all those things. Get those things about you. And then no one stop you. Nobody, because you're good enough. You have the group there from last year's minor, this year's, and a good mature group ahead of you as well. Take it on.